My mom told me not to talk to strangers on the internet, but I'm glad I didn't listen. We are the Certified Nunas, your sisters in the love of Asian entertainment.
I am Amanda.
I'm Jessie.
I'm Natalia.
And I'm Sky.
And congratulations! We've been doing this for 3 years now. Wild.
Crazy.
Does it feel like 3 years or does it feel like longer?
It feels like so much longer, but
It
I don't
feels
think
like longer.
I don't think that has anything to do with like podcasting.
It was a year and then pandemic times, and we're still in that, but it feels like we're bookending into a more normal year, sort of.
Maybe. Who knows?
I don't know.
I mean, technically, I guess if we are an Asian entertainment podcast, we are technically 4 and not 3.
That's true.
True.
Think about that.
But that doesn't really work in this case because
it doesn't.
We didn't do anything in the first of those 4 years. Let's just be honest. We thought about it.
Either, really.
We thought about it.
People don't either.
We gestated the idea of being
no, because you're one the day that you start. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
no.
Right, Korean time, Korean age.
So it doesn't matter what you were doing before that. Like
that's true.
So this would be 4.
So we're 4.
Mm-hmm.
I remember
our Korean age is 4, but
yes. For the sense of this making sense.
I'm hoping it's 4 because I don't know when the cutoff is to like move to the next year. Remember?
It's January 1st, isn't it?
January 1st.
So it's like if you were
born on December 30th, you're like 2 days later, you're 2 days old and you're 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
yeah. It's a little nonsensical, but listen, we don't judge.
And that blows my mind a little extra because the way the whole same age friends thing is such an important thing to like. Mm-hmm. So in that sense, like age really matters.
But they're playing real fast and loose with age.
Like,
I know, my sister was like,
"Oh, you found the flaw."
My sister was like, "Oh, I think it's cool that like their age of majority is 20," and I'm like, "But it's not really any different. It's really just like 18 or 19, like
depending on when you were born." Yeah.
It is kind of fun though, like when you see that in K-dramas, that concept of like these kids going to the bars and stuff when they're 19 on like New Year's Eve. They go to the bars and they wait until like it's midnight and now I can drink. Like now I'm a grown up. Like it
would be fun to have more friends to do that with.
Yeah, because like everybody would be at once, right?
Because like when in everyone else age, you sort of it's an individual thing, but that could be like a nice group drink, like a nice pub crawl. I see the fun thing. I see it fun, but for this purpose of how long we've actually been operating, it has been 3 years. So
and all of us not being Korean,
none of us being Korean. This is 3, which I am told is the leather anniversary in weddings, but 2 of us are vegan, so the pleather anniversary. We don't play that way.
It's kind of mostly for us, like the light stick anniversary, because that's all.
Yeah, pretty much. We all did get light sticks this year,
which apparently good for us because I was just reading an article about how there's like a shortage and their like light stick production is going to go down and the prices are probably going to go way up because of all this, and I'm like, whoo, we got it in just in time.
Listen, the prices are already hilariously high for what is essentially a glorified flashlight.
Okay, hey, some of the glorified flashlights are really awesome.
That's true. I'm not saying they're not cool, and I have several. I will willingly pay for them. Clearly, I'm up to 5 now, but like.
Now I'm being paranoid and thinking, oh my gosh, is there another one I need to get before they go poo?
So, no,
because what it is, it's the microchip. Something that's in the microchip is on low supply. So that microchip that
shipping
like
prices are going to be starting
changes the color and like Bluetooths it and stuff. I'm like, okay, so we could potentially just go back to like old
one color
light sticks where you turn it on and you turn it off and Ta-da!
Or we'll just go back to the balloons and
the balloons
sticks.
and the plastic bags. Yeah. Listen, it's fine. There are many that I still want. Like, I definitely want a twice one and a red velvet one and a shiny one. And okay, I want like all of them because I just really like light sticks. But like,
those probably will be fine. Like,
yeah,
they're
just
all on
wait a while.
Amazon.
Yeah, that's true. It's probably just the go forward.
Yeah, I would say like if it's an SM group, you're fine.
You're okay. They very rarely update. They update so slowly.
Well, yeah, and then also, you know, they can afford to produce a massive amount when, you know, the other groups are closer to made to order.
Yeah, like the small, especially if they're from a smaller company or something.
So what you're telling me is I gotta get that N flying light stick pretty quick, is what you're telling me.
You probably can't get it.
Yeah, I know.
To
eBay!
Yeah, like, I mean, K-Pop USA might have one, but they don't go to Canada. Anyway.
No one goes to Canada.
Yeah, and I would not trust FNC to reproduce anything. Don't trust FNC.
No.
But for Infly, they have been producing, like, every once in a while they'll do a merch drop for Infly, and it'll be like, here's a different take on our little Infly, our little penguin dude.
Yeah.
Like, now they recently dropped, here's a mug with his face on it. It's like, okay. Like, they keep doing that. Never know.
But yeah, so buy your light sticks now if it's from a smaller company.
If you're planning on that for Christmas gifts.
Yes, make your Christmas list all light sticks. This is all I need, family.
And actually, if you're planning on wanting anything shipped to you, do it now.
In the States? Yeah, especially in the States. They're doing some shenanigans.
Especially, you know, if you're supporting small businesses, which would be great, or like local bookstores or something, get that stuff in, because...
Yeah, I was just shipping out some stickers, and the prices have already gone up on just regular mail.
Yeah, and then there's also just like general a shortage of everything going on right now. And I know that like books are definitely going to be affected. There's probably not going to be a lot of new books produced towards the end of this year because they can't.
So speaking of 3, let me talk about 3 a little bit. I know we're kind of vaguely aware of some of this, but like it's actually a thing to where 3 is the minimum number that a brain recognizes as a pattern. There's really not much more science behind it. People want to say there's more science behind it. There's not. So you can imagine marketing loves 3, like, or let's say you listen to a TED talk. You're probably only going to get 3-ish points because they think that's really all you can try to remember after listening, things like that. Or in photography, you know, 3. It's just kind of all a thing. We're all very aware that 3 is kind of the minimal grouping that's like visually pleasing.
It's a magic number. 3. It's a magic
couple
number.
Becomes a group.
There's the superstition, which I'm sure we've all seen this before.
Yes.
That bad events happen in 3s.
That's like a common, like, when you're watching a medical drama, that's a real common, like, if 2 people die, there's going to be a 3rd person going down.
Well, like, it's so funny. My husband is not a superstitious person at all. But when he was on a trauma unit as a nurse, he was superstitious as heck about that and the full moon. Like, and he said across the board, anyone that really wasn't superstitious when it was definitely the full moon thing, that kind of was that. And you should never say like, oh, you know, everything's going well. Like you were never allowed to say that out loud. Happen. But the 3 was a thing quite often. But I know that like on Twitter, it's kind of a joke or whatever, like celebrity deaths, people say happen in 3s. It's just because we like finding patterns in things. There's no scientific basis for this, but it's because it's a soothing thing for our brain to do. And let's say 2 really awful things happen to you in one day. You're like, okay, I can mentally maybe handle one last one, and that's like it's like that is where I'm stopping.
It's true.
It's kind of like that with celebrity deaths when there's like a third really big one in a short amount of time. You're like, okay, good, because I can't handle this anymore. You sort of, you get into that place where it's like every time you turn on Twitter and you see a face of like somebody old, or you see somebody's name trending, you're like, no, and they just got married for the 8th time, and you're like, oh, okay, cool. Like, whatever.
Because don't worry, if you see us trending, it probably won't be for anything terrible.
If you saw us, it would have to be.
Like, but like, I can't even think of what we would do that would. Listen, we don't trend. Okay, let's just end it at that.
We're not that cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Even the celebrity death thing, though, I was reading an article about all this stuff, and somebody's like, it's even that, like, who's to say who's famous enough to like count as one of the 3, right? So like, for instance, someone might be mourning the passing of Grumpy Cat, or versus, you know, like, some people might be important to you because you're a fan of theirs, but other people have no idea who they are. So, yeah, you know, it obviously is a non-thing. There was even I think back in like World War I and stuff, the thing was if 3 soldiers have a match and like one blow, it was all this thing, but essentially all 3 soldiers would eventually die. Like, it was just a group of 3 was always just this omen of bad things. But it'll be a good thing for us today as we talk about 3, since it's our 3rd year.
We might like worry if there was only 3 of us, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'd be weird.
We would just kind of look at each other like, oh no.
It's so nice and balanced right now on the
it's like
screen.
Really
those 4 squares. It's nice, you know.
2 Americans, 2 Canadians. We don't even have like, 3 in that.
2 vegans, 2 non-vegans. We got. It's great. It works.
Oh, we do have 3 glasses.
3 glasses.
That's our only
3 married people.
Oh no, we got some patterns. Fine. It's fine.
It's kind of even a thing, like, let's say you have a day on Twitter where all of a sudden you're getting a lot of news about like your faves doing stuff. It's like, and you're like, when you get one piece of news, it's like, oh, like, that's nice. And so you just kind of, you know, you enjoy that and you move on. When you get a second piece of news, you're like, wait. And then if you get a third piece of news, you're like, whoa. Like, that's all I can handle. Like, this has been a big day.
1, you're like, oh, great. 2, you're like, oh, okay. And 3, you're like, oh no.
There's a lot going on.
Too much. Too much. So, since we're talking about 3s, let's like do our faves in 3s. Like, what was our fave songs? 3 fave songs. 3 fave dramas. You know, that sort of thing. Who would like to volunteer as sacrificial lamb to go first? No takers? All right, I'll go then. Maybe. Okay, so I'll talk about like my 3 dramas that I'm going to recommend on this, our 3rd anniversary. Some of them might be a little trickier to find than others, but they're out there. I'm going to start with my normal number 1 recommendation. It has not changed since I watched it. It has been my favorite drama since forever, and that would be Hoku's Love or Fool's Love, which stars Yui and that kid from Parasite. I don't remember what his name is, but he's Canadian.
Oh,
kid from the Congratulations song.
Yeah, from the Congratulations music video. You know the one. Literally one of the best dramas I've ever seen. Like, it's sort of funny because it starts off like it's gonna be this like weird, just like off the cuff rom-com, but then it's like so slowly changes. It's like, you know how that saying, like, if you put a crab in a thing of boiling water, it'll jump out, but if you leave it in cold water and like slowly rise it, it's that. Like, you get got by the drama because it's suddenly you realize, oh, I'm not in a rom-com at all.
Am I a fool?
Like, you've been got by incredible dramas.
And isn't that's available now somewhere, isn't it?
It is. Where is a good question.
It is legally available somewhere. Like that's been a new thing. Because it wasn't.
It was. I don't think it's Fiki. Let me just do a quick. Where to stream? One of love. And apparently, if you're in the States, it's on Amazon Prime.
No.
So and it's on Asian Crush.
Oh, okay.
So that's where you're at. So it's now available places, and his name is Choi Woo Sik. If you're wondering what the guy's name is, it has Yui in it. It's so good. It's so good. Another one I would recommend if we're going to another country, we're taking a little tour. I would go with 1,000 Stars, or A Tale of 1,000 Stars. It's on YouTube, easy to watch. Great show. It does suffer a little bit from the GMMTV slapstick, but it's so minimal. It's focusing on other things, so you don't really have to deal with that too much. And that's an incredible show as well. And what would my third one be if I'm just gonna go off the top of my head things I enjoyed? Oh, I was actually rewatching this with my husband last night. You know what? No, I won't. Someone else might take it. It's a pretty good one, so I'm gonna leave it alone. Never mind. I take it back. I put it back in my mouth. I'm gonna actually go with Scarlet Heart. I don't know where you can stream it legally. I don't
think anywhere.
I don't think anywhere at the moment. But it'll come back because
I'm surprised it hasn't come back. But there must be someone that had a really long hold on it, and they're no more, aka Drama Fever.
Yeah.
I don't know actually if it was on Drama Fever, but someone has it, and they're just not wholly letting go of it.
Yeah.
They're literally, I am on Just Watch, which we are not sponsored by, but now enjoy thanks to Jesse. And it's just a big ol' not available for streaming in Canada. Not available in it's available nowhere. But once it is, this is another one of those ones where you're taken for a ride because you do not know, nor does it really know what genre it is. But it goes through a whole bunch. But it's well acted. It's got IU. It's got Kang Han-nol. It's got everyone. The show's got a wild cast. Okay, it's an absolutely wild cast, and it's quite good, and it is available places if you know where to look. But it'll be back. It'll show up somewhere, and you'll be like, "Hey."
Yeah, the timeline won't allow you to not know it's back, though. So
yeah,
don't worry.
Don't worry. If you're on Twitter, you'll know. You'll know it's back. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just true.
So. Those are my 3 dramas that I'm going to recommend on our 3rd anniversary. Who next?
I can do my 3.
Okay.
One of my 3, I'm gonna not be a drama. It's a variety show. I feel I need to say Busted 3 because there's a 3 in it.
There you go.
There you go.
Nice.
And Busted is super fun, and even if you just pick up Busted 3 just that season, you're good. It's fine. It does not build on itself that much.
Yeah.
I mean, they even recap the end of season 2. It's all good. You'll be fine. Now, as far as if I recommend, I would definitely say at least season 2 to season 3, but whatever. But Busted 3 is actually, for those who don't know, it's a puzzle detective variety game, but there is a plot to it, and the plot side, wow, that is what I'll say about it. It is fun.
I was just recommending it to my daughter the other day because she really likes some show that was on YouTube about a bunch of YouTubers that get invited to a party and then they have to kill each other to survive or something.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I can see the
if you like
I
this,
can too.
It has Joey Graceffa on it.
Yep.
Sort of. Yeah, I was I can't remember the name of it, but yeah, it's the same kind of concept, right? It's like a fake variety show competition with a story, and I was like, you should watch
mystery
Busted.
dinner theater, kind of like the level of like antics like in Clue.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and Busted is more like every player is a detective. Yeah, it's good. I really do recommend it. I mean, you get some Park Min Young, like the awesome girl power in it is very important because all the dudes are pretty much doofuses. It's a good time.
Yeah.
So since it has 3 in it, I had to say that, but like it really is one of my favorite things. It's a good time. Sense8, I know it isn't an Asian drama thing.
It doesn't matter.
Duna's in it though, so I'm cheating.
Yep.
We make the rules on this podcast. That means you can say Sense8 is.
My husband just binged it like 2 days ago. It is all he did for a solid day. I kept warning him though. 2nd season. First episode is 2 hours. Last episode is 2 hours. Don't let it confuse you on Netflix. Don't get in your rhythm of like shorter episodes and then be scared by that's like a movie. So, but really, I've already talked about Sense8. I'm not going to go into it, but like, go watch it. Unless you can't handle intense things. In that case, don't watch it. And I gotta say, Sell Your Haunted House. I really gotta say Sell Your Haunted House.
Okay.
It's from this year. It's great. And I wouldn't say it's super, super scary necessarily, but it's not necessarily for everyone either. But I did like the heart in it, and I loved the main female lead. Great character. All fun things. So those are my 3.
Yes, I can go.
Yeah.
So my first one is my favorite drama of all time. And I'm sorry, apparently they've switched to Thursdays now doing lawn stuff outside of my window, and he's coming up to my window now.
You can never win.
Like, anyways. My favorite drama is Come and Hug Me. It's a crime thriller, a little bit of mellow into it. It is about 2 people whose lives were affected in the past when the male lead's father was a serial killer, and he kills the female lead's parents. And so it's about the act and just people living with that, the PTSD, and the way that society perceives people. So like the society perceiving him as a son of a serial killer, and family, what it means to be family. It really focuses on characters and with like a lot of thrilling aspects in it. It's just all around really great. Definitely not into it if you're not into like death and stuff, because that happens, and they do. It's a K-drama, so the main thing that they're constantly going back to is the big events that happened. It was also during Christmas, so there's Christmas and stuff. The next drama that I have is Because This Is My First Life, which I'm sure everybody really has watched it by this point. I think it's not a unknown drama to people, but I just really like the characters, and I really like the main lead's like path. Because
we might have a lot of, Squid Game has brought a lot of influx.
That's true.
Of new
K-drama. If you are here because of that, welcome. We have 3 years of content for you to enjoy.
If you like Squid Game, Because This Is My First Life is not anything like that.
No.
But
it's not even like
it is incredible though.
But it is on Netflix, and it's on Viki too. But it's just got a really like, it's a good story, and I really like how the female's journey is, and she's not like the perfect character, and she's also not like, they like allow for her faults to be a thing. I know that those faults are what people like to trash on the timeline, but like they're true, they stay true to her character. So like, I think it's a great representation. Like there's very little in it that they do for this trope's sake. If they have a trope, they've actually backed it up, which I find incredibly nice and different than a lot of other dramas do. But it's also got a like really good friend group and that sort of thing. So if you're looking for something that's more character driven, that's a really good
very
one.
Relatable. Very relatable.
And then third is Hotel Del Luna, which is now streaming on Netflix, but it's also on Viki.
That was what I was gonna say for my third, and I was like, no, I'm taking it back. I know Jesse's gonna say it.
Yeah, it's my top 10, like my 10 out of 10. These are it. But Hotel Del Luna is about a woman who runs a hotel that is like the last stop before people who have died go to the afterlife. And the big thing with it is that the people who stay at the hotel get to kind of do their like final thing. So like if they're like a writer, they get to write that final thing that they didn't get to accomplish before they had died. And it's just it's really good. Each episode has a different story and with a different ghost, and it's creepy, but not too creepy. It's more just like paranormal than it is anything else. I really enjoy it. IU's in it, and she's phenomenal in it. That kid from Crown Clown is in it. You know, he's in everything.
Yep.
Yes, he is.
Beyond Evil.
Beyond
that
Evil.
Kid.
You
All shows that I just told you are on Netflix, so you'll see more of him on Netflix.
Netflix loves him.
Yeah,
Netflix does love him.
It's just good.
Loves him. He's cute.
It's a good one if you are like not super into the scary stuff, but would be good for right now. I think it's a good time to be watching it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I had a hard time trying to like, do I go with my 3 best from this year or my 3 favorites overall or my
just do what feels right. Do what feels right.
Follow your heart.
All right. So first off, I'm gonna go with 3-star bar just because it has a 3 in the title and I enjoyed it. It was fun. It was cute. It's, you know, it's this group of friends running a bar and making food out of canned goods from the pantry, and it's short, it's cute, it's on Viki now. You can watch it all legal like and everything, which is always exciting when you're talking about a J-drama. So you know, anyway, it was fun, it was easy, go watch it. And just for the heck of it, sticking with 3s, although it's not really 3, it's 30, but How to Be 30, another web drama that I really enjoyed this year. Again, a set of 3 friends, you know, and that's really the focus. Like it's a romance. There are romantic plot lines going on, but it's really not about having a romantic like relationship as much as it is about how your friends support you in life and help you navigate through all these other things that go on in your life. So I really enjoyed it. I know some people were concerned or upset about certain aspects of it or the way that it headed, but I really liked it. I really enjoyed the way it ended. I thought it ended perfectly for what the story it was trying to tell. And I think just number 3, I'm going to go with Navalera, just because ballet and songkang and
why not?
Old people and family and
Netflix.
So I mean, it's easy.
Everything's
folks.
on Netflix now.
Yeah. So it's a great story, and it like I laughed, I cried, I enjoyed myself quite a bit, and it was just lovely. It was a lovely film show. So that'd be my 3rd.
So now we just want to do just a very quick 3 songs that we love from, you know, our time together in these past 3 years that we have spent together. What were 3 songs that we enjoyed, that we listened to in these past 3 years? We're making it like real broad, you know. I will start again because we're just gonna go same order. And I'm gonna start with Bullet to the Heart by Jackson Wang. That song makes you feel things that you don't realize you're feeling until after you feel them, and it makes you feel bad, but also sad. And also, wow, this is a beautiful song. And then you watch the music video and you're like, this is fucked up.
It just wonderful. Played. That just went through my ears.
It literally just played.
Yeah.
Listen, it's a good song, man. Another one I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with my sweet boys who are having a comeback soon. And I'm gonna go with Left and Right by 17. I have many sweet boys. If you listen to this podcast, you know many sweet boys that I love. But 17 are a big group of sweet boys that I personally love. And I just think Left and Right is such a fun song. Home Run too. Like those two songs, like they kind of came out around the same time, and they're just chef's kiss on the two of them. And then I'm gonna go with a new one from two sweet babies of mine, a little duet, little lovers. I'm gonna go with Hyuna and Dawn's newest Ping Pong, which my mom loves, by the way. Did not see that coming. I played it and I turned around and she was like grooving, and she was like, "This song is so great, like, ooh, it makes me want to dance." I'm like, yeah, it does, doesn't it, Mom? Point, Mom? Yeah, it does. It does. So yeah, those are three songs that I'm gonna recommend. I think it's a nice taste array of things I listened to in the past 3 years.
So I'm gonna bring this up for all of us. Sorry if I'm stealing it for somebody. But 100 Ways by Jackson.
Ah, yes. Nice. We like Jackson Wang here, okay?
Yeah. And then I have fond memories of Psycho by Red Velvet. And how we were making end of the year lists around that time of songs, and all of a sudden Psycho dropped, and and I remember Jesse and I being like, crap.
Yeah, that literally, I had to figure out who to kick off because like it became an instant top 10. And it was like 2 days before the end of the December or whatever. It was like, come on, why are you doing this?
I have good memories together with you guys about those two songs because we've talked about those two songs a lot. And then End of Spring by One We.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one.
It's a good one.
It's a good one.
It's a good one. And I have a good memory of that song too, because we all watched the music. Well, 3 of us watched the music video together at a very early in the morning, and it was lovely.
You can find that. You'll have to go search it.
Yeah.
So those are my 3 like ones that made me think, oh, that was from fun podcast times.
Well, I'm gonna be coming up behind Sky with just 3 songs that I like. So sorry, do it.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's nothing fine. Because of you guys. I'm sorry. No, so the first song I have is Day 6's Finale. I just love it so much. I don't even think it's their best song, but it's still like the song that I will repeat all the time because that's how I like came up with my 3 was just the songs that I knew that I repeated the most.
Yeah.
And so Day 6's Finale it just makes me happy, and I really like that song. Like I could just like play it over and over and over and not get sick of it. My second one is a longtime favorite. It's Evanescence by Super Junior. It's just one of my all-time favorite songs. It's so good. If you haven't heard it, it's one of their beltier songs. It's like full of emotion. That like period of time in Super Junior I really liked as well. It's so good. If you haven't listened to it, you should. It's not like their normal stuff. If you're thinking about like Super Junior and like sorry or anything like that, it's completely different. And then my third one is 21's Come Back Home. Love 21 so much, and it was like one of those songs that I just really was like, this is it. This is the group that I really like when I first found them. And well, I had heard stuff before then, but like it's so good, and it's just 21, and I love them so much. So
and now that you're bringing it up, you're speaking into existence, like
yeah, can I hear it again?
Something. Yeah.
Can you come back and so play the song again?
So for me, I don't know, just randomly picking songs, some of them this year, some not. Most actually I guess only ones this year. But Beautiful, Beautiful by ONF this year is probably going to be my song of the year this year, because
no, it's a good song. It's a good song.
I love it so much. And it was the song that like made me sort of pay attention to ONF, like where I went, oh, like this is a great group. Why don't I listen to them? And then I went, to Spotify and found out that like I liked like 15 of their songs, and apparently I did really like them. So then I paid more attention to them as a group, not just sort of who I happened to listen to their music. Then So Beautiful by DPR Ian, because I love that song. I love him and I love that song. And so that I felt like I should pick a third one that had beautiful in the title.
It's a pattern.
Which I did have one, but then like Sky saying these songs made me think of you guys, and I was like, oh, maybe I should go with this other song.
It was just random.
So my third beautiful song is called Beautiful. It's by June, featuring it. Essentially, it's PLT without villain. Like, so they didn't call it PLT, but it's June and Gaho and Junjunu and like all of them. If I was going to pick a song based on happy memories, it would be probably Party Time by Monsta X, just because it makes me think of, it's my favorite MX song. And then I was so happy that they played it at the concert, and it was such a chill stage when they did it. And then it makes me think of that weekend that we all hung out on our first anniversary, when we were allowed to go places and do things.
In the before time.
Those were the days.
Back in the day.
Speaking of back in the day, so if you've been with this podcast since the beginning, you will know that for our first anniversary, we all went on a lovely camping trip together, and we had like a really fun time. And then we had plans that we were going to do something similar for our second anniversary, but unfortunately, that was in the before times, and we're now in the current times when that's not really a thing. So what are some things that we might want to do together as a podcast once the panorama, the panini, is over?
I want to go to a concert again.
I do.
Yeah,
such a good time.
Definitely a concert.
Like, it was so much fun, and I wish Sky had been able to come to it. But next time she will. once we get this all worked out. And by we, I mean the world gets this collective.
Get it together, people.
Concerts. I do miss them a lot.
The fun of like 6 people all on their computers at the same time trying to like
get those tickets.
That is not my favorite part of concerts.
We did okay. We did like pretty
get
good.
People to like help you out who's not even gonna go.
I would like to have like a live stream where all of us are actually in the same location and we can do something fun.
That would be fun. Like do
like a cooking
together.
live stream or something.
Yeah,
like,
do episodes.
Record an episode together. That would be fun.
I didn't, like
podcasts that record together. They don't know how lucky they are.
Well, they probably do now because they've had to like record separate during the pandemic. I mean, that was one of the good things about our setup, is that nothing changed. It was just like, okay.
So we're like, this is what we're all doing.
Well, we watched a lot of other people try to, sort out through like, oh, do I use Skype or Zoom? What do we record? How do we do this? And you're like,
wow, this was the year that we changed over.
We did Zoom. Because Skype had betrayed us one too many times.
Yeah.
We stuck with Skype for a real long time. Skype, like we tried.
Yeah, we didn't do the thing. We didn't leave you when Zoom became popular.
No,
but
we were forced out.
Skype, you did it. You were the one who dealt your hand to us. It was you.
Yeah.
Like, we were there, we were committed, and then
we've been there for 2 years, man.
One of the things I do prefer about Zoom is the fact that, like we mentioned before, the nice balanced like 4 square screen, as opposed to like three people in like
and then one and then you tiny in the corner.
You were like your own like tiny. Oh god, I hated it so much.
Especially because it wasn't
like how it was at the beginning too. Like you could drag yourself into the. Oh gosh.
Yeah, and you'd like if you made it too big, then you're covering up somebody else's face with your face, and
it didn't make any sense because you were small and like you should be able to see yourself because you want to see what's behind you and stuff because you're going to be on like a big.
Remember the horror of trying to do those reaction videos? Remember the absolute disgust that it was. Like, look how easy it would be to do now. Yeah, like there's a perfect little place right in the middle that you can just pop the video in.
So something that I think would be fun to do together would be to I didn't get to go to the Korean market with you guys.
Yeah.
So
we had so much fun
going to places like that. Or even a K-pop store. Like that would just be
somewhere.
Really fun.
Yeah. we did have. And we got bubble tea. Oh, I wish you'd been there.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Because we were like spending a lot of time in that little downtown area.
Yeah. Circumstances just didn't allow to be everywhere at the same time.
I'd really love sometime to go to like a real, like a Korean market, and a lot of the stuff has people's faces on it and stuff, and just go and buy only things that have like idols' faces and actors' faces on it, and then make a meal out of it. Like, I think that would be hilarious. Like,
that would be so
to do or something, right? Like, okay, what do we got? We got like 3 kinds of soju, beer, kimchi, and then a bunch of snacks, and like, some random something.
That would actually be like kind of a fun YouTube series. I'm gonna be honest, like sort of like Iron Chef, but like
they were gonna try IU soju.
Ooh, now I'm thinking like soju infused like fruit pies would be so good.
Ooh.
Or like
a sangria almost.
Yeah. Ooh. Okay. No, we're getting off track again.
Finally have the macoli.
Yes.
Nobody's face was on that, but still, we would still drink it.
The dream was alive. We were so excited. That's number one, what we want to do. I just realized that we never actually talked about that here. That was we just did a live stream this week.
We did talk about it on the live stream, not here.
Yeah, we talked about it on the live stream. When we had we had a camping trip for our first anniversary, which was super fun and I would do again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially the glamping aspect of it. We had beds and things.
Like a beachside Airbnb would be kind of fun too. Okay, but anyway, moving on. We bought a bottle of Macchioli that we were going to share, and then got distracted and forgot to share, and
because we were glamping and we had a mini fridge. It was in the mini fridge.
Yeah, we got distracted by all the flavors of soju that we
got distracted. It was like also we had been driving a lot and we had been doing a lot of stuff beforehand, so we were kind of tired.
And then we found it at like 10 o'clock the next morning, and we're like, I mean, we could, but
we're like,
we have to drive in an hour, and 10 o'clock in the morning seems a little early to start.
Like, listen, I know that it's like 5 o'clock somewhere, but here it's 10 o'clock in the morning, so.
Yeah.
I think if we a dream would be if we could just have a little bit more time and it wasn't as rushed. So have time, even if it wasn't at a Asian market, which Asian market's the best because you can find everything. But even if not, going into it and having known what we want and not be like, oh God, we have to just find what we can in these specific parameters,
Right.
It could even be something like a trip in the mountains, get a place. And so you spend most of your time just kind of hanging out,
chilling.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
Ooh, like
a vacation
Tennessee would be fun.
Remember when we took those
go
back
to
in the
day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where you could hang out on the deck and just
and we're talking realistic things because if you're talking if we were millionaires in cred, we would be we would be visiting other countries, but
we would go to like Korea together. But
yeah, we gotta keep it. Yeah, we gotta keep it to North America because of just the reality of like
we're thinking our budget plans.
Yeah, we're like, ooh, Airbnb, baby.
Have you noticed how we like barely said going to a restaurant? We are making our own food.
Yeah, we're
like,
making our own food.
Figured out like our level of budget. I mean,
it's like we're going quarter on a relatively mid-priced Airbnb somewhere not super popular, but close enough to a city center that maybe we could hit up an Asian market. Maybe. Near enough train station so nobody has to fly.
Because if we had the big bucks, that would be a whole different thing.
To be honest, my family does own a very nice little house in Ocean City, New Jersey. So if we ever did want to, it's only an hour away from Philadelphia. And we could definitely, there's an Asian market somewhere in Philadelphia. You know what I mean?
I think it'd just be fun. Like, we could like hang out and like movie night or if we wanted to do like the recording, we'd have a central place to do it, and it's not like
if we wanted to like.
And I promise this time to not make us do sports in the middle.
It's fun though.
We did have fun.
I was just so tired. I had been driving around for so long. I know. Like, I don't know where I am. Like at this point.
Listen, I'm like dreaming of like a delightful like beachside live stream where we all just sit there with soju and we're all in one screen. We don't have to have 4 little screens, and we're all just just chilling.
Sometimes you couldn't hear us because the wind would be too loud. That'd be perfect.
Maybe having like a little like portable grill in front of us, grilling some tofu kebabs. Oh, that would be nice.
This is some more or something.
Listen, I'm sure that these days will come because regression to the mean. It can't all be terrible all the time.
kind of like that pattern of 3 thing.
I don't want
3 bad things out of the way.
That means we have another year.
Well, let's be realistic. Jinx. Listen, I've seen how people be acting the fool. Let us be realistic. It's gonna be another year of this.
Oh, I know. Just all the moms who are like, "Oh, I'm so glad they're going back to school this fall." And I'm like, they went back to school last fall and the fall before that. But you know what we were doing in March? Homeschooling again. So get ready, my friends. Like,
it makes me very thankful that I do not have children because I don't know what I would do with them.
I'm enjoying having the house to myself again, and I will enjoy it as long as I get to have it. I don't trust that it's going to last past March. So.
I do love having Matthew work from home now, my husband, because he makes me tea in the afternoon. And it's very nice.
That's the only reason, because he makes you tea.
And it's nice seeing him.
But mostly the tea.
The tea is a big part.
Daryl and I have different sleep patterns. So he's like a go to bed at like 9 or 10 and get up at like 6 kind of person. And I'm a go to bed at like 1 or 2 and sleep till 10 kind of person, right?
Yeah, same.
So like there's a very small window of time when we're both awake and happy and cheerful and, energetic. And like he's at work for most of that. So, and then the kids are hot, like we don't spend a lot of prime time together these days. So when he has a day off work, it's kind of nice. We're like, oh, let's we go for a date in the middle of the day because we're both in a good, good place.
I feel like these are attainable things that we can do.
I think it's something that we can like actually
work towards.
Plan. Yeah, work towards. Not like buy tickets, but like plan it. And then when we can, we know that this is what we're gonna do.
Kind of fun. I like a tour de Nuna, where it's like we go to the cities that every Nuna lives in. A little tour de Nuna, so everyone gets to visit a new location.
That would be fun.
It'd be fun, like every 6 months or something, being able to do that.
Yeah.
That would be fun because we don't. To be honest, like we live far apart. We don't live that far apart in terms of travel.
Yeah, that's true. We are damn lucky in that we are kind of in that like it really only takes like a day.
Oh yeah, like under a day to get anywhere between us.
You know, I mean, like even it's only a couple of hours when you think of like an air flight. You know, so we did get lucky in that. It's not like someone's on the East Coast and someone's on the West Coast.
Well, I used to be pretty far away from y'all, but I've been slowly moving my way back.
Still, like in general, you weren't because we were all still like very much close to you. It's not like one of us was in California.
Right.
Which would have been like a huge.
Like when we're scheduling Road to Hagdom with Frankie, the Aussie K-pop mom, like, and it's like we're all at like midnight. And she's just waking up in the morning and like, like trying to, we don't have to
time
play
zones
around
almost match. Like that's how close we are.
Like 3 of us aren't. Another 3. Another 3. 3 of us are in the same time.
You just found our third thing. Okay. Oh.
So a little thing that we like to do on this podcast, if you've been listening for a while, and if you haven't, please go back. We got some gems. We got some gems in there. And one of our biggest things that we do is we come up with drama ideas, and they're always incredible. And we thought it would be fun for this, our 3rd anniversary, to come up with a somewhat fictionalized what our origin story of this podcast would be were we a K-drama, which I think is like some of us have to be childhood somehow but forgotten that we knew each other as children. Like
absolutely.
Maybe we all attended the same summer camp but then conveniently forgot each other. Classic caper. Anyway, we wanted to come up with a origin story drama for the Nunas, and then pitch it to the world in general.
Make a K-drama out of us.
Make a K-drama. Feel free if someone wants to contact us. We are always open.
Feel free
for money. To anyone but Ticketmaster. They can come to us. We will, we'll work with anyone. We got two rules. No Nazis, no Ticketmaster. The rest is pretty open. So yes, who would like to take it away with our origin story?
I think the first we need to figure out is like what genre are we going to be shooting for?
Ooh, like are we going to have a
slice of life?
Like
slice of life.
I'd love it to be like a fantasy drama. Like somebody had suggested it when we were talking about it, like that we're all like fairies, that come to Earth, like one of those kind of deals. But just, I like the idea of like our podcast power being real, and that it's like a thing where like once the 4 of us connected, we, the power was like a real thing.
So we're kind of like
maybe a historical
like the Power Rangers
or a time travel historical, like in the sense of like, I don't know,
past life, maybe like we all like there's like a past life element.
Tale of Nine-Tailed, where like there's that element in it. It's not like a past life like Rooftop Prince or something. It's not a jump.
Okay.
Like
like we were all wives in the same harem, and we like conspired together to kill our husband.
We're not a Scarlet Heart like type situation.
The worst harem in existence. We would be a terrible harem. I would pity the husband.
We all got
all of us.
We all got killed by the husband.
No, we kill each husband.
We kill the husband.
Like,
constantly are killing the husbands.
Not like on purpose, but like the stress.
I don't know.
Them,
I think we would. Especially if there's some fairies or something. We're like, make it look like it wasn't us. Magic.
It reminds me of Mama Fairy and the Woodcutter, like that drama.
Yeah.
To where, a lot of it is actually set in normal time.
Yeah.
Doing relatively normal things. But periodically it would shift to like, here's in the past with all this random machinations. It's like, okay.
Like if we're doing that, I feel like instead of like a podcast situation, the Nunas would be like a lovely little like patisserie or something.
A coffee shop story.
Where people would come in and we would like hear their problems, and then the four of us together can speak a solution into reality.
So this is kind of going in the witch's diner direction.
Yeah, definitely
but like,
witch's diner.
But more like the vibe of like a much lighter, like like we're not murdering people for you.
Like that,
but
some sort of place like that, because if we like knew each other in the way past too, we could have had the same thing. Like if it's something that like transcend history, so like there would always be some sort of like tavern or
like
something.
Hotel Del Luna.
Yeah.
Or like Mystic Pop-Up Bar, that kind of or what was that one that came out this year that with the really handsome dude
way to narrow it down.
He was like Lee Soo-hyuk. He played like I like he made clothes.
The Taylor, the web series.
Yeah. And he like, so something like that where it's like by just doing your job, you're changing lives.
Or it's like, okay, but it's like the four of us, right? Our powers have to combine. So each of us has to have like a different element in this like business that combined creates the magic, right? Like one person makes the toffee, one person makes the food. Well, like you know what I mean?
Yeah. Person does the books or something. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And they all have to combine as one for the power of speaking things into reality to
I like
to exist.
I'd watch that.
I kind of like. I'd watch the. Listen, this happens every time. We go. I'd watch that. Like, mind you, listen. For me, the bar for what I'd watch is incredibly low. It is below sub level.
Now, I will say, I do vote for like just a really quality web drama vibe.
Yeah, like like.
Well, which like stories are very popular right now in K-drama land, so we've got that.
I like it.
Like I would like it to have like a slice of life vibe to it, like sort of like a just real chill. Like these aren't like, oh, my mother was murdered by blah blah blah. It's like a real chill.
I wanted to have practical magic type vibe.
Yes, I fucking love practical magic.
Me too.
This is not the first time we have mentioned practical magic on this podcast. Oh, I love practical magic. Yeah, where they have like the little candle shop.
It talks about the rules of three because that's a very big thing in Wiccan, and
it is
true. It's
witchcraft.
True.
So it works in our theme.
Yeah.
So maybe like that has to be like tied into the thing. Whatever we sell has to be something that's like noticeably in threes.
Sold in threes.
Like
and also it could work.
Like
it would
like come in a set of three.
Yeah.
And
it would sort of like work in the sense that like three of the witches would have to be the ones working the magic, and the fourth one is the catalyst for the magic to exist. So you keep getting the threes. So it's like the three put the power, and the fourth delivers the three macarons to the table.
Maybe like the fun thing is that like you only see 3 out of the 4 witches every single
any time.
Like maybe like if it's like them alone, you see the 4 of them, but like once they're interacting with like other people, there's only 3.
Ever see 3.
But they can change. It can change what 3 like is there.
The Canadian in me is having real pokeroo vibes going on here.
That's
like how you totally
like
get
this.
that. You guys could, Google pokeroo. Anyone who's listening knows exactly what I'm talking about. But it was a kid's show, and like there was like this magical creature that only showed up when the male co-host would like disappear for some reason.
Yeah,
it was pokeroo would leave, and it would be like, Jeff, you just missed the pokeroo. He was just here, and it was like,
no, it's got a real like. Now, I'm not saying Clark Kent is Superman, but I've never seen Superman and Clark Kent in the same room together vibes. You know what I mean? Yeah, I like it. I like it.
I do like the aspect of like, as far as the people visiting the shop or whatever would only see 3 at once. That'd be interesting.
And it would like throw people off.
Like if the food was in threes, so like if it was, you know, say macarons or something that
three different
somebody
flavors
might like take them away, and like it doesn't take effect until they've eaten the third one. Or, you know, it's a friendship spell or something, and so you're serving like 3 drinks to the table,
or like that's the thing. It's like you have to eat all of them, and like you have 3 chances, or like essentially 2 chances to like decide you're not going to go with the thing. You know, like at 2 of like whatever it is, that they could be like, I've decided I want to back out of it, and that's their chance. But if they go to the third, then
because there's always unintended consequences.
Yeah, there always has to be.
Always unintended.
I mean, we have to have that. Like,
it can't all balance be good in the universe.
Yeah,
and that's when, you know, once you've gone through, then all 4 of the witches suddenly appear, and it's like the 4th one's the unintended consequence. Congratulations, we're here.
Oh, we'd have a lot of fun with that.
We would. Ooh, I want this to be real so bad. I always want these to be real.
On the flip side, when you guys were, I'm not saying that the drama would be this, but when you were talking about like them having multiple chances to kind of like change, you know, back out, it reminded me of Taxi Driver, to where like, do you want revenge? Like, you know, after the first, after the second, you sure you want that revenge? You can still back out.
Well, it's kind of like Beetlejuice. You could be like, do you really want to say his name again?
Yeah.
Our drama could even have they have to say something 3 times in order.
Oh, I like
what type of product would we sell? So would we go with food, you think?
Maybe like food or like clothing. Like that. Those are the 2 that I could see. Like,
yeah, like food is always an easy one, especially when you're talking like witchcraft and stuff, right? It's always easy to put the spell into the
because I mean somehow. Food, you know, is technically like potions together. Kind of.
Food is a sort of alchemy, is it not?
As an aside, if you haven't watched Witch's Diner, go watch it.
You should. It's really good.
Yeah. That's a good one from this year.
Probably no serial killers, because I feel like that's not the vibe we're going for.
No. Yeah. I mean, if we were leaning into the practical magic, we could.
Well, yes. But I feel like whimsy.
I feel like it's whimsy, but there's also some darkness into it. So like if like even if there was a serial killer, it'd be more of like one of the people who came to us from help was affected by one. You know, it's not like it's a central story.
Yeah.
I mean, I could even see just having it be kind of an aspect of like maybe there is kind of a serial killer out in the neighborhood or something, but we've neutralized it and taken care of that problem for you.
It's just like a story in our lore,
you know. Like
where it's like, oh, we were being
with the wrong Nuna when she's taking the garbage out back in the restaurant.
We're like, remember in the 20s when that one guy, that serial killer?
You know what? That would actually be kind of like a really fun like first episode where it's like, you know, it starts with like this news story that's like, oh, like, you know, serial mugger or something, maybe not, you know, something too murdery, but you know, it's like terrorizes like this neighborhood and stuff. And then so it starts in like, you know, the POV of the killer, like, you know, or criminal of whatever, like, you know, stalking a victim, and it's one of, you know, these witches who's just like, you know, out, you know, taking out the trash or something, and then he goes to like, you know, and so it's sort of a bait and switch at this point, right? Where it seems like, oh, he's gonna get her, and all of a sudden she turns around, she's like, just like snaps her fingers, and he just freezes, and she's like, not today, my dear.
It sucks to be you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And scene. And then like the rest of the the rest of the show, and it sort of ends there. So like there's always that little bit of mystery that may or may not be resolved, like what did they do?
What is their body count in that sort of
like
sense?
what's like where did this guy go? And there's a suspiciously cute yet annoying dog that follows them around everywhere, right? Like there's all these, you know, random animals just
you're like, wait a minute.
There's a lot of cats that get fed out in the back alley.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They have to do three years of life as an animal in order to be turned back into a human. I think that would be kind of fun. I feel like this would be kind of fun, guys.
Mm-hmm.
It would
I feel like if that was the thing, that there would be like that one sort of doofy himbo cute waiter guy that works in the restaurant
that really doesn't get what's going on,
like a dog or something for 3 years, but like
when he turned in,
now he's a good kid and he needs a something.
It was like that. It was a dog that like saved a baby from getting hit by a car, so they turned it into a human, and now he just hangs out with them. No, I like this. Oh, see, we do this to ourselves
every time.
This is such a fun little segment that we do, and
then we cry afterwards.
We don't cry, but we just get sad that it doesn't exist because it would. It might.
It could. You never know.
If it does suddenly exist, someone needs to give us some money.
Yeah.
And it wasn't one of us that made it.
Yeah.
Give us money.
I mean, I'm doing NaNoWriMo this year, but it's not going to be that. Sorry.
Listen, I am too. Maybe it will be that. Who knows?
I definitely won't be that because I already have my story picked out. So
fair. Yeah, y'all should try NaNoWriMo, especially if you're stuck at home during a pandemic.
If you're stuck at home,
Why not?
Why not write 50,000 words in a month?
Why
not? Write a whole novel, sure.
Whatever. So before we call it quits, speaking of things we would like to do with the podcast in our 4th year, what are some things that you ladies might like to do? Some wishes for the podcast in the future? Year to come.
If J-dramas are actually more accessible, hopefully we'll be discussing more of them.
Yeah. Which is like a real good possibility.
Right. So like realistically that really might be happening. So it will be nice, like especially if it's on Netflix or something.
Yeah. They've also been adding a lot of Thai dramas to Netflix too, so it'd be kind of nice to diversify for those two.
Yeah, I think we do need to diversify. I mean, we have somewhat, but it is admittedly so easy to kind of default to Korean stuff just because it's taken over the majority of the like what you can access, but I feel like getting a little bit more diverse in our stuff, because that's what we always kind of wanted for this podcast to be diverse, like not just like one or two, but like a good majority of the Asian dramas that you can find we can talk about. So that would be good.
And if access continues to like grow for those things,
then it makes it a lot easier for us.
The pandemic's
because it's been hard. But it's been hard when we talk about like J-dramas, but like they aren't really,
wink, wink, and nudge, nudge,
Yeah.
I will say this: the pandemic has been hard, but because everyone's doing everything online these days, there's an increase in things becoming available. So that's pretty great.
Yeah.
I would like to do more live streams together. We've been having a lot of fun doing them, and I just find them like a really good time, like, talking with people and,
And we'll do some themed ones or things around an idea or something.
And if we get more in questions and stuff, especially like if you really have come to this podcast just having watched like Squid Game and that's it, and you're very new to dramas in general, being a place where you can ask questions about anything and we can try to answer them.
Ask Anuna. Ask Anuna at gmail.com.
Send your questions.
I mean, like anything. You can like, ask us anywhere, but like if you are like, I don't want to ask out in public because I feel like it's a stupid question. It's probably not a stupid question, but I understand how you don't want to like say that out loud.
Especially if you're new, right? It feels like it's a dumb question because everybody obviously knows what they're talking about, but you don't know because you're new. Like, and that's
and it
okay.
can be about anything.
There's nothing shameful about being new.
Or like
I do enjoy sometimes. I recently had what some may consider a dumb question, but I really wanted to know, and the internet did help me a little bit. I'm watching the drama Train with Yoon Shi-yoon, and one of the characters in it is a cop who has a noticeable limp. And my question was, but I didn't recognize the actor or anything, so I'm like, is this just they hired an actor with a limp, or is the limp integral to his character because no one is mentioning it? So I literally went and Googled, and Reddit, they did me a solid because someone else on Reddit had the exact same question, and it turns out it's the actor who has a limp, and so no one mentioned it because it was not part of the story. So if you're watching Train, that actor's limp is his own. It's not a character trait.
Train is very good. I do suggest watching it.
It's a good drama. It is a good drama. I'm really enjoying it.
But yeah, even words or anything like that.
Yeah. We will do our best to help you. If we know the answer, we will tell it to you.
If it's a question about like soul and geography, like we don't live there. We don't know. But like
don't ask us cultural things. That I will say, please don't, because I know you can't see us, but we really
are not Korean.
We're not super duper well.
And so like it just doesn't feel right to be like, I'm going to talk about it just in like, if it's in a general sense and it's not like really that deep, sure. Yeah. But
like if it's like about like basic stuff, like, yeah, we got you, fam. But like, we're not the ones to ask for.
Maybe ask us more in like cultural, as in it's cultural for in a K-drama, not because it's because of Korean culture, it's because of it's Korean drama culture.
Yes.
I think that would be a little bit easier for us. But
like we can say we've recognized a pattern through these things. That's all. Any other podcast wishes? Oh, I think when we do discuss music, we'll try to bring some stuff that we haven't talked about before, or for instance, I mean, we won't reveal all of our possible plans and stuff, but
we want to keep a little bit of mystery, But
I know quite often because of our birthdays and stuff, we talk about like our favorites, and we have that's so fun. But sometimes it is also good for us to expose ourselves to something new and expose everyone else to something, bring depth to something that we might kind of know about, but explore more. We'll be doing
especially when it's not your all-time favorite, or if all of the group is like learning about it for the first time, essentially. That's nice.
Kind of like our trot episode, it was a good time.
That was a fun
episode.
Yeah, and that was our first year, so we should get on it.
We have literally over we have, I don't even know how many episodes we have.
Are we 140?
I don't remember off the top of my head, but I can find out really quick.
I want to say it's 140 something. Well, so I'm just going off of the Podbean.
Yeah, go off of the Podbean.
164.
So yeah, we got a lot of back content for any of y'all who are looking for something new to listen to. So speaking of the back content, if you want all the links to all of that, you got to go to the website, because that's where all the links are. That's certifiednews.com. That's right, baby. Booyah. Certifiednews.com. That's where you find out everything about us, essentially.
Well, I was just going to say, just for the future, like we're just hoping to bring like more diversity as far as the other countries and stuff, and even with the music and things, we'll probably try to. And if there are new people coming into figuring out Asian entertainment for the first time, we'll try to help any way we can.
Yeah, we would love to know what people want. I think that's the biggest problem.
If you're out there and you have like something you would love for us to cover, you can always go to our Discord. We have a Discord where
or email us too.
Or email us if you're not on Discord, but Discord's fun. Where I believe we have a channel on our Discord that is just episode suggestions. So if you have something that you think would make a fun episode, please let us know. Sometimes we are unable to do them. Either they're outside of our wheelhouse or scope, or they're just so much more work than people who have other things going on in their lives can do. Yeah, so the Discord's the place to go for that, and we love it there. So You know, we can also be reached on all the social medias. We got the Twitter, the Instagram, I think are the most populated in that sense. The easiest places to reach us. You know, we have all sorts of fun stuff going on all the time. And if you want to support this podcast, you go to patreon.com/certifiednunas and become part of the Certified Found family, who are the tits. They're awesome over there. And we have movie nights. We have little extras. We have stuff that gets cut out of episodes because tangents are a big thing. We often...
You probably didn't notice today, but you know.
Well, who knows?
Jesse might have cut them out.
Jesse might have cut out the least relevant ones. And also, we have, as we mentioned, we have live streams on YouTube. We've started up pretty semi-regular live streams. We have a lot of fun over there, and all of the old live streams are saved on our YouTube channel, which is always at Certified Nunas for everything that we do. So you can find us there. Anything else I should... No? Well, thank you for listening and hanging out with us on this, our 3rd anniversary. We hope that our 4th year is as fun as the previous has been, maybe with a little more going out in public, but, you know, I'm not going to hold my breath. Anyway, we think it's a fantastic week. You keep safe, wash your hands, wear a mask, and keep enjoying Asian entertainment. Bye!
Bye!
Bye.